My topic is a study of themes in Chinua Achebe's poem Vulture. Table of content about the author, descriptive of poem, themes, conclusion, and work cited. About the author, Chinua Achebe's full name is Albert Chinua Mugo Achebe, born November 16, 1930, and he died on March 21, 2013. He is a Nigerian novelist, and his unsentimental depiction of social and psychological disorientation and accompanying in the imposition of Western customs and values upon the traditional African. His particular concern was about the African and its movements and its crisis. His novel range in the subject matter of African village with the white people to educate Africans attempt to create a firm moral order out of changing the values in a large city. His works are Things Fall Apart. Is the first novel of Chino Achebe. Then the No Longer Is, Heir of God, A Man of People, and Hills of Savarnath. And he has published short story and even books for children. How the Leopard Got His Clothes, Be Aware of Soul Brother, and he are the collection of poetry, and he combines essays and poems by Achebes with photographies by Robert Lyons, and his famous essays are Morning Yet on Creation Day, Hopes, Home and Exile. This and he got in 2017 he won the Man Booker International Prize. Brief explanation of poem. The poem is divided into four sections. The first section is about the vulture, the second section is about the nature of love, and third section is about the commandant and his life, and the last section is about the conclusion of the poem. um, the poem starts with a dual gloomy setting. It is a grey dawn, isn't diffused even by vulture preach on the branches of dead tree. The poem starts with a description of vulture. There are two of them, preambly nested close together, and one of them has a pebble on a string tangled with an uncapped feathers. Yesterday, those vultures had found a corpse in a trench and had picked away his eyes and eaten everything of its bowl. In first stanza, we can see that in first part we can see that the description of vulture is given, that how the human mindset have the idea of that how vulture is and how it looks, and that in the second part the description switches to the after vulture goes to the thoughts about the peninsuality of the love. It is a strange at how love which is otherwise so particular can exist even the strange places when it does not refers and turns its face wall rather than it looks darkness that surrounded. And then in the third stanza, the poem shifts to the Belson camp, the commandant who at the time is finishing the work and going home to his child. He smells like a burnt body and stops at the sweet shop to buy the chocolates for his child, and who is eagerly waiting for him to return. In final stanza, we can see that talks about there is always a light in the darkness and love is evil. And the poet wonders if should he praise that even a giant is gifted with a tiny bit of tenderness, a soft glow, its otherwise cold and emotionless heart, or whether it should be disappeared at or a small peck of love, we find a huge amount of evil. The themes which I'm going to discuss is first is Nazism. According to Merriam-Webster dictionary, Nazism means the body of political and economic doctrine leads and put into the effect by Nazis in Germany from 1930 to 1945, including the totalitarian principle of government, especially Germany group assumed to be racially superior and supremacy of the leader. Next is I've taken from Britannica. Nazis' journey operated more than thousands of concentration camp territories, and the first camp was established on March 1930. Immediately after Adolf Hitler became the Chancellor of Germany. The theme which I have applied in the poem, the line from the poem is, thus the commandant at the Belsen camp going home for the day with the fumes. Belsen camp is a Nazi concentration camp that supervised the brutal torture of thousands of Jews. Burning smell of human flesh forcefully enters in the nostrils of commandant. And commandants do this as a part of his job. And in the next line of poem, we can see that he is also a family man who goes to meet his child or family. Next is the vulture as a metaphor. As we have seen that human have a very scary and dangerous concept in mind of vulture, but poet tries to tell that vulture eat humans after it's dead, and that's the part of their lives. But men are killing humans at the part of their job. If we see in the real sense that humans are more harmful or merciless than birds. Uh, so here vulture is used as the metaphor that vulture are far better than humans, and humans can do anything for money or as a part of their job. Ecology, vulture is seen as an example of ecology in the poem. Vulture plays an extremely important role in keeping their native ecosystem healthy. Vulture prey upon the dead body of animals and humans. It removes waste from ecological system, and it's allowed to thrive in a healthy environment. In poem, we can see that commandant is kills other human beings as a part of his job, and poet tries to tell that he has ability. The commandant has ability to choose that whether he wants to kill or not is in his hands, but he chooses to be evil. Commandant chooses to be evil. Vulture eats as a part of their food and this instinct, but it is something that he chooses to do. Commandant has choices to be good or bad, but he chooses to be evil. And vultures prey upon dead animals, and that's a part of the system. In this theme, we can see that the poet tries to tell that commandant was having choices what he wants to do, but he chooses to be evil because he to be the part. He's also a family man. We can say in the further stanza that he's taking care of his family and children's, but in this as a part of he's also killing the human beings. Next is humanism. In the first sense of appearance of vulture, it looks that it's ugly looking bird eating in ugly way. The vulture cruelty of sitting on the branch and seeing of the dead tree and having eye on the dead body. In next lines, we can see the cruelty of commandant. He kills the Jews and keep in the charnel house. Here we can see that animals are not cruel. They does things as a part of the system, but humans are cruel because they have ability to think and go on the part of good or evil, but they chooses to be evil in their own choice. Humans are having humans are having sense, while birds do not have what is good and what is bad, but human do have sense that what is good or what is evil. But in this poem we can see that commandant chooses to be evil by his choice, and vulture does not have the sense that what he should choose, and he's doing this as a part of his system. Scavenger. Concept of vulture in human mind is dangerous and scary, flesh eater, attacker, and ugly and evil. The lines which I pick up from the poem is full glowed cover sheet that chose their roast branch, keep the hollow dugout, renant in easy range of soul telescopic eye. Humans are the real scavengers in the poem. The commandant were killing as a part of their jobs, and they even don't look at them and become merciless and kills human as their part of job. In this we can see the capability to kill versus capability to live in commandant's life. Commandants kill humans as a part of his job. In third para we can see that commandants go home and in the middle he buys the sweets for his children as his child is waiting for his daddy. He only has love for his children, not for the other humans. He has even love for his child, and he even kills anyone as a part of job. So here we can see both the things: capability of love versus capability of killing the humans. Love and life and duty life. Vulture prey dead bodies for their appetite and commandants kill for his benefit. So these are the five things which I have discussed in the novel. Sorry, in the poem. This is my work citation and thank you.
Mobile handy free one.
I mean, as you discussing your thing that ecology and points, can you throw more light on ecological concern, with a critical concern as well?
Yes, so as I have discussed in the slide about the vulture, that vulture prey because is the part of his life, and in this we can see that commandant is killing the other people. He was having the choice whether to be good or whether to be evil, but vulture do not have that type of sense like humans. So he's doing as a part of ecology, and he's killing he's eating the dead animals and humans, not the live.
My question is, poet is very concerned about the ecology approach through the vulture. What is your view on in this point of view? The poet is very concerned about the ecology approach to vulture. Can you elaborate?
Yes, as per in the poem, we can see that poet has said mostly about the vulture. He has seen vulture as an ecology. He has shown human as an evil, or he is trying to tell that humans are having all type of senses while vulture, and he does this as a part of his activity. While this commandant is doing as a part of his job, and he's also having ability to think whether to do right or wrong, but vulture are not having so. Thank you.